can definitely feel the altitude here. We are in Gunnison National Forest and about 10,500 feet. And I can't remember the name of the road that we're on, but got here about an hour ago and set up camp. And man, it is so pretty here. So about since camp was set up before we make dinner, take the Mamiya RB out and do a little bit of shooting. Got some hectare loaded up and a 6x8 back, and then I've got a roll of HP5, fresh loaded roll here, and this back that I'll carry with me too. But thought I might just try to capture some of the trees and the sky in the mountains. It's 4 o'clock, so I've got a couple hours before the sun starts to lower down, but already seeing some nice shades and some nice colors on the trees. So I think be a good spot to get some photos. So I wouldn't say I'm short necessarily, but I'm definitely not tall. And there's a lot of old pine trees in this area here. Like I said, we're above 10,000 feet, so we're kind of past where the aspens were, but there's a lot of new growth here too, and we've seen everything from dead trees standing, dead trees fallen, and even some trees that you kind of see like this tunnel looking shape, cylindrical shape on the ground, and it's what used to be a tree, and it is pretty close to just returning to the earth. And I thought this was kind of an interesting shot here of, about a 10-foot tall stump of a tree that broken off, dying, dead. Still a little bit of color in the wood. And then right next to it are like 3 trees, about 20 feet tall, that now can grow because they can get the sun that was once being swallowed up by these taller trees. And even right here next to me, there's a beautiful tree here. And, it's getting its chance at the sun in the sky now. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool shot to take. And I really wanted to get as straight on with the color as I could, but I'm not 10 feet tall. So fortunately, my 3-legged thing tripod will go up pretty tall, will straddle this tall tree, and allow me to get as close as I can to capturing it straight on. It's about as tall as I can go and still see the focus. So, metered for the HP5, and taking this in portrait orientation, try to capture as much of the tree as I can. Before I change anything, We'll also capture a shot on hectare. And try to capture some of that color from the old tree along with the vibrant grain of the new tree. We'll adjust 2 stops, slower speed. And I'll do what I can to get down off of this tree. Really like the shape of this tree right here. I will not be able to do it the justice that one of my favorite photographers host. We affectionately refer to her as Tree Jess, would do it. But I'm going to do my best. But Jess has an amazing way of capturing things like this. And I know I will not be able to do it near the justice that she could, but because of her that I now pay attention to scenes like this that previously I might have passed by. It's a little darker back here, so this will be a longer exposure. Please excuse my huffing and puffing, but carrying the cameras around at 10,500 feet takes the breath out of me. Because that, for the hectare, is going to be about 1 second at f/16. And because I've got everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and capture a shot on HP5 as well. Because why not? It's kind of a 2-for-1. Be curious to see which one is better here. So right here next to camp, it's this really cool big old pine tree. Some smaller pine trees that have grown in and around it. It looks really cool. You can probably hear the campfire popping in the background and some birds that we might have upset by being here. you always hear stories about the deep, dark woods. Excuse me for being out of breath. We are at almost 11,000 feet in the Gunnison National Forest. Excuse me. And we got camp set up a little bit. There's a clearing out here with nice view of the meadows and pine trees. And along there are these woods. And we camped here a couple of years ago. A lot of birds, a lot of flickers, sparrows, Canada jays, and a lot of chipmunks, little rodents like that. And it's kind of a cool place to camp. But there are these woods that are here along the side of the camp spot. And last time we camped here, we had a lot of coyotes come visit the camp, and they sounded close. They sounded closer than we've ever had coyotes to camp before. And we came down into the woods here to gather some firewood. There's a lot of deadfall, but didn't really explore the woods much more than that. And today, after we got camp set up, I came down and I started exploring. And I thought, there's a lot of interesting photographic subjects in here. So I thought I'd bring the Shen Hao 4x5 in. I've got some HP5 already loaded up. And I thought I'd take a look at these dark woods. And I say dark woods kind of half jokingly, but you always hear the storybooks, don't go into the dark woods and stay away from the dark woods. And the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but they have secrets to keep, and they do have a dark feeling to them. It's not an ominous dark feeling to them, but there is kind of like a darkness to these woods, and it kind of feels like there's some history here or something's happened here. And I think the wind kind of blowing through the trees and making that whistling sound kind of just add to the folklore maybe a little bit. That, maybe you don't want to be in these woods after dark. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what kind of animal life comes out of them after we set up camp tonight. But, we got the Jeep set up maybe, 150 feet from here. And walking back in here, I've seen evidence of cows. They're cow patties. They're what looks like to be deer or maybe elk, or possibly even moose droppings. There are all those in the area. We saw deer earlier today. We saw elk maybe 10, 15 miles that way. On our way to camp last night, saw a whole herd of elk, and it was pretty cool. But I thought, it's 6 p.m., sun's kind of starting to go down, kind of adds to the moodiness a little bit of the woods. So I thought I'd sit up here and try to get a few shots before it got dark. One of the first shots I thought I'd get here would be this pine tree stump. What's left of it, with a couple of small pines growing right next to it. Something else I found here was this long piece of pipe. I don't know if it's from agriculture or mining. There's a lot of mining in the area. I'm not sure what it was from, but I thought it was kind of interesting. When you look at it from this perspective, it almost looks like a mouth, like it could suck the life out of you or something. So I thought it would be a interesting shot. So I'll set up back here and try to get this shot. All right, so I'm going to shoot this one at f16 because I do kind of want to isolate the front of it a little bit. So it's a half second at f16. All right, so I kind of liked that one so much that I thought I might play around with a little bit of camera movements. So I did a little bit of front tilt with a little bit of rear swing to maybe try to isolate the mouth on this a little bit. Kind of curious to see how this one turns out. Second. Attacked by a tree here. There's been some biting flies back in these woods, so it's got me a little jumpy. That'd be fourth shot today. Okay. Yep. All set. With all this talk about the deep, dark forest, I thought maybe we could end this with nice shot of this mountainside.